On this exciting mini-episode, it's Marv Adams versus Daniel Conway. Who you got? It's a special audio edition of my Perry Mason Season 1 Defendants Tournament, now on the Perry Pod. Welcome, everyone. I'm your humble host, Jonathan Searcy. Before we move on to Season 4 of Perry Mason, I thought I'd finish out our Season 1 Defendants Tournament. The setup, I put all 40 Season 1 defendants into a bracket. They're facing off against each other for the crown of Season 1 Defendant Champion. My criteria, pretty simple. Was the defendant memorable? Was the defendant the most memorable guest star in the episode? Those two are slightly different. Did Perry respect the defendant? And finally, do we have any other history with this defendant, that is the actor or actress? You'll see how it works soon enough. Just know I'm not ranking the episodes. My fave Season 1 episode, The Case of the Screaming Woman by a mile. Only problem, it only has a so-so defendant, Leona Walsh. Meh, read The Case of the Fiery Fingers as an episode. But Nora Mae Quincy, she made it into the second round of this tournament. This episode's matchup features a crack college chemist with a supposedly criminal father, pitted against an oil exec who's up against wheels within wheels. It's Marv Adams from The Case of the Drowning Duck against Daniel Conway from The Case of the Daring Decoy. Marv knows how to make a duck drown. That's good, I guess, as long as he saves it.
Do we dare penetrate these secrets? Do we dare enter into darkness and unveil the mysteries?
And Daniel knows how to get his stockholders dividends.
We'll be able to take care of the new order of business in Texas as soon as the annual stockholders meeting is out of the way.
Two men charged with murder. Let's see who comes out on top. Category 1. Was the defendant memorable? Marv Adams is young and gawky with the love of a high society gal and a father he doesn't know that much about. He gets to end the episode on a high note, too.
I only saw the whole town turn against me overnight.
Did you, Marv? Helen's part of the town.
Well, don't just stand there, do something.
Daniel Conway is a keeper, from his stock battle with Warner Griffith and his identifiable shoes, to the fact that he's introduced to Perry at a party sporting a tux. Nice job, Daniel. Advantage? Push. This one's too close to call. Category 2. Was the defendant the most compelling non-permanent character in the case? One of the reasons The Case of the Drowning Duck is so good is because it's not all about Marv. This episode gives us the first of several Perry PIs that are total schnooks. You go, Donald Briggs!
You contemptible blackmailer.
Around here, a man earns his living digging up potatoes and beets. I dig up information. Now, what's the difference?
There's the hapless local attorney.
Maybe the man was innocent, maybe guilty, I don't know. But I do know that the way I set up the defense is what killed him.
There's the forlorn preacher's daughter, Lois Reed.
A room's a room, no matter where you put it. A can of beer. It's a can of beer. If you can find a way to open it.
And of course, our murderer, Martha Norris.
David's better off dead. Look what he would have had. Just look.
And I didn't even get to Marv's gal pal, Helen. You tell him what for, Helen.
Still can't believe that Martha's responsible for all this. To think that she could murder her husband and then keep his picture around as a constant reminder.
How about the daring decoy? There's mealy-mouthed Calvert, the murderer. There's philandering sleazebag Griffith. There are wheels within wheels.
As a man who aspires to be president of Cal, Texas, it should be obvious to you, shouldn't it?
Well, there are wheels within wheels.
There's the quirk of nature elevator operator who blows the case wide open with her ability to identify people by their shoes. And don't forget Amelia Armitage, the pronouncedly unattached woman with a iffy Texas drawl. So no, Conway probably isn't the most compelling character in this bunch, though he does hold his own. Advantage? Another push. Sorry, I don't see either Daniel or Marv as the most compelling character in their particular dramas. Category 3. Does Perry respect the defendant? Marv's there at the end of the episode, and we've got Papa Perry giving cynical Marv a necessary talking to.
18 years ago, a mistake was made. A horrible mistake. But you won't undo the wrong if you let it color the rest of your life.
Revenge is a bad idea, Marv. Plus, Perry's advice gets you some kissing time with Helen, but I don't think this is Perry respecting Marv so much as him saying to the young defendant, I just got you off for murder. How about enjoying life a little, huh? Perry takes on Conway's case at the behest of a mutual friend. That's respect by proxy. And it's got to mean something that Della cares enough about Daniel that as the episode ends, she's planning a merger between Conway and Amelia Armitage.
He's about 33, isn't he? That's a good age for her, don't you think?
What are you up to now, Miss Fixit?
Well, I just thought since they were both so interested in Cal, Texas, it would be a good time for a merger.
Advantage, Daniel Conway. Category 4. Do we have a prior history with the actor or actress? Gary Vinson, aka Marv Adams. By the way, do you think Marv is short for Marvin? Only appeared in one episode of Perry Mason. H.M. Wyant, on the other hand, Daniel Conway, is in 10 different Perry episodes, and unlike some other frequent performers, he's not a one-note Charlie. He's a defendant. He's a murderer, and even a deputy prosecutor in William Tallman's Lost period. Advantage, Daniel Conway. The final verdict. Well, color me surprised. The judge rules in favor of Daniel Conway in this head-to-head matchup. I call this one an upset. I'm getting a feed from the courtroom, and apparently Marv is protesting. I only saw the whole court turn against me overnight. Stick with Helen, son. In the immortal words of Della, don't just stand there, do something. As for our victor, congratulations, Daniel. Your prize is a successful merger with Amelia Armitage, increasing dividends at home and at work. Just keep those shoes handy. You never know who's watching. As for the rest of you, may you keep on walking that Park Avenue beat!